Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tear, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2700, and that one is Do-Wacka-Do by Roger Miller. Um, I guess I'll just Uh, Roger Miller was a country artist. I'll get into his bio in a minute. But this song came out in 1965. I think it went to number 31 or something. It wasn't a huge hit for him. He had several other bigger hits, but he was a pretty well known. I guess I am talking about him right now. Maybe I'll just do that first. So here's a picture of Roger Miller. He was a pretty famous country crossover artist in the mid 60s. He had several hit songs. I'll get into them in a minute. But maybe I should first talk about Do-Wacka-Do. So this came out in 1965, like I said. It's a very short song. I think it's only a minute 30 seconds. It may be the shortest song on my list. I'm not sure. But it's kind of a novelty country song. I mean, the chorus. He's like, "I wish I had your good luck charms, and you had mine. You had to do wackadoo, 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 wackadoo." Kind of like a hillbilly thing. But I think it's funny. I mean, I don't know. I just remember when I first heard it, probably during the '80s, and I've heard it a few times since. And it's entertaining, and it's about jealousy. He's absolutely jealous of his friend who has all the women, and he also has a big Cadillac, and he rides around with his beautiful women in the back seat and all that. So obviously he's jealous of his friend, and I don't know what he means by do whack a do. He says, "I wish I had your good luck charms and you had a do whack a do." When I first heard this song, my interpretation was, "I wish you were whacking it off instead of getting it on with all the women." Maybe that's what he was trying to say. I don't know. They didn't talk about masturbation in the mid 60s, so it's hard to know what he meant by that. But that's just my interpretation. I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of what the song's about. And I guess I'll just go through his hits. I mean, maybe I should say a little bit more about him first. He was born in 1936. He didn't live very long. He died in 1992. I guess he was only 55 or 56 when he died. I'm guessing he probably died of lung cancer. I mean, a lot of country musicians smoked way too much cigarettes, and that's just my guess. I really don't know how he died, but anyway, I'll just go through his hits. And he was born in Fort Worth, Texas, by the way. I guess there were a lot of country musicians from Texas and from deep south, as you probably know. Anyway, his first hit in 1964 was called "Dang Me." That went to number 7. Later that year, he had "Chug a Lug," which went to number 9. That's probably my favorite of his. That one is coming up on the list. Well, several of these are. I think "Dang Me" is too. I guess I want to say one more thing back before I continue with his hit songs. He became popular, I guess, as a crossover artist. He was already a pretty popular country artist in the 50s, but he kind of, gained popularity as a country crossover artist in 1964. It was right around the time of the British invasion. And I always thought that was kind of strange because I heard that he was very much he didn't like the Beatles and he didn't like the British invasion music. And as a matter of fact, I think his music was kind of a reaction against it. I even heard this on the radio once. I mean, I think country music and British rock and roll, that got started with the Beatles and led to a lot of other British acts and a lot of. And I think that Roger Miller's popularity was kind of a backlash to the British invasion. I did hear that once. But I still like his music. Even though I really like the British invasion, I like a lot of his songs too. And not all of them, but I do like a lot of his songs. So let me just continue with his hits. So in 1965, he had the one I'm featuring today, Do-Wacka-Do, which went to number 31. I think 1965 was kind of his banner year. He had several hits that year. He also had King of the Road, which was his biggest crossover hit. That went to number 4. I think it was also a number 1 country hit, so it was probably his biggest country hit as well. And then he had Engine number 9, which went to number 7. And then he had One Dying and a Burying, which went to 34. He had Kansas City Star, which went to 31. And England Swings, which went to number 8. Again, kind of ironic. Kind of a satirical song about why you should take a trip to England. You know, it's not about the British invasion or anything. But anyway, 1966, he had Husbands and Wives, which went to number 26. And then he had You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Head, which went to number 40. He had My Uncle Used to Love Me, But She Died, which went to 58. And then he had Heartbreak Hotel. I'm pretty sure that was a cover of Elvis's song. That one went to number 84. And then in 1967, he had Walking in the Sunshine, which went to 37. 1968, he had a cover of Little Green Apples, which went to number 39. That was originally done by, who was it, O.C. Smith. And then 1969, he had a song called Vance, which went to number 80. I don't think he was singing about J.D. Vance because he wasn't alive then. Maybe someone in his family. I don't know. But anyway, those were all the hits for Roger Miller, and that completes my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.